clap that, please?
I've done quite a lot since Drag Race, actually. I've done loads of musicals and bits and pieces, and I've been really, really lucky. I've kind of carved out my little space away from Drag Race, which has been perfect. It's been very helpful.
It's good to have that in the background, and that first season was magic.
Yeah, we were very lucky. We were very lucky.
Okay, I don't know how to start this because it's not like an interview, but it's kind of that. So, can you just tell me the first little question? Tell me who you are.
Hello, I am Divina de Campo. You might have seen me on the telly box, and I'm a drag queen who performs all over the shop. I think I'd heard about the film online first. I mean, I'm terminally online, so, you know, if there's something happening and it's on Instagram, I've probably seen it at some point. And I think that's where I heard about it first. And it looked like a really interesting and exciting project. Just because Blackpool has such a rich history, and the idea of Queering Blackpool as well, you know, how it got to be, you know, a gay mecca in the north, which it absolutely, you know, has become, is just a really interesting journey. And it was something that I was interested in, you know, I wanted to see how, I love the history of it all. That's part of what I love about queer history, is that we know so little of it, and there's been so much of it that just has been forgotten or actively hidden from us. With everything that's happening right now, a film like this is extra important because it really explores the struggles that we've had to get where we are, and it kind of is a rallying cry to make sure that we don't go back to where we were, because it wasn't a good space for anybody. I really love this film. I really love this film because you really get a glimpse into the way that communities aren't just kind of, they don't just appear. You have to actively build them, and you have to take a risk, and you have to take a chance. And, you know, it's one person does this little thing here, and then it sparks off an idea with this person here, and then they work together and they create something bigger, and then that sparks off another idea, and, you know, it creates a space for other people to arrive. And I think that that's exactly what has happened with Blackpool. You know, it was just lots of little people doing little people things, taking chances and making things happen, and creating space for other people to find themselves. And I think that, you know, when you look at Funny Girls and its history and its legacy, especially in Blackpool, and then the wider Northwest region as a whole, it's very difficult to quantify just how big an impact Basil and the whole team, everybody who's been part of that journey, the impact that they've had. You know, when you think about gay scenes now, you immediately think about London, you think about Manchester because of Queer as Folk. Well, before Queer as Folk, you know, we're talking about, when did that happen? The early, mid-2000s. You know, before that, that was not, you know, it wasn't that big a scene. Whereas Blackpool was the place, you know, if you were gay and you wanted to go for a cheeky weekend somewhere, Blackpool was the place that you would go. You'd either go to London, Brighton, or you would go to Blackpool. Yeah. And for anybody in the north, Blackpool was the place that you would go. I mean, I'm married to an ex-nightclub owner, and we would still go to Blackpool for a night out, even though he was running gay clubs. We would still go to Blackpool. Gosh, there's so much in the film that I absolutely love, but I think my favourite thing is seeing the original archive material, the stuff at Tiptoes, the stuff at Showtopper.
Thanks for getting Showtopper.
Hey, there we go. I paid attention. Yeah. It's all that stuff. It's all this stuff that you just can't find anywhere else. Yeah. That, you know, that remind you these are just people making things happen. It's not like, you know, there's a huge team. You know, like most of the stuff that I do, it's not a huge team. It's me doing doing it. You know, I'm trying to do everything, writing the jokes, writing the songs, writing this, writing that, you know, and it's really helpful to be able to see that and just remind yourself, oh, we're all just making it happen, you know.
Yeah, and that's what I love about in your work as well, is that people think it's more than one person, and that's because the production value and the look and everything. So
Yeah,
totally get that.
people think it's a huge team. It's not.
That's true.
What I'd really like audiences to take away from the film is the perspective of it. Is the perspective of where all of these people, you know, they're not characters, they're people, where they came from and how hard they had to work to get to where they are, and then put that in the perspective of what's happening right now in the UK. You know, that hate crime has risen year on year on year for the past 10 years. We have all of these legal machinations from really well-funded people who are intent on removing our rights, which have been really, really hard won and really hard fought for. And the only way that we can stop that from happening is by standing together in solidarity and pushing back against that. Because, you know, I don't know about you, but I don't have loads of money to just funnel into court cases. So we have to, you know, stand with each other. I think what people can expect from Queering Blackpool is a really a human story. It's really human. It is very much about how LGBTQ plus people in and around the Northwest have banded together and worked together and created safe spaces, which have, you know, been safe for us, but have also been really, really welcoming of everybody else. You know, there's a basic rule for life: don't be a dickhead. And as long as you're not that, they've made a space where you've been welcome.